call our meeting kind of back to order. We did start at 6 o'clock and welcome our new guests to the room. The first thing that we have as we return from our little break is approval of the minutes from, we have three different, we have a board evaluation meeting, a regular meeting in March, and our winter board retreat or workshop. So I need approval of all those minutes.
So,
Second.
Rebecca, do you have something there? Thank you. Any questions on any of those minutes? All in favor say aye. Aye. Thank you. And then we need approval of the agenda. Any additions, Dr. Brown?
No addition.
Okay, as
Motion to approve.
Second.
all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Next, we do have one public comment, and Gina Pagel would like to address us, and I think you kind of know the Army drill here. 3 minutes.
Not my first rodeo.
Not your first. Welcome.
Good evening. My name is Gina Pagel, and I teach at Arboretum and have for, I lose track of how many years, 17 maybe, 18? And I'm here tonight to show gratitude for the fact that we've reached the point in the school year where you will be voting on the policy formerly known as the hate speech policy, though it is now part of a larger document. So it has been a long road, and it's a topic that students and staff have lifted up as a priority. We heard from students a few years ago at the gathering in the PAC about language that is used in our district that is beyond harmful, and I'm grateful that we are finally going to be doing more to address that. I do also want to just highlight appreciation for the section that outlines kind of the proactive part, because this isn't a topic that we've solved through only reacting. And when students learn how to speak up against hate speech or harmful language, they're better prepared to be members not only of our school community, but the larger community. I also just wanted to note that the students that we heard from at the MSAN conference last week had been surprised to learn that it would be folded into the harassment policy. So I do think we have some room for growth in terms of communication, especially when those students have attended meetings in the past to hear about the process that would bring us to this point. And if students and community members aren't aware of the progress that has been made or the vote that will be taken, I think we're missing an opportunity there. So thank you. And those students had also indicated that they thought it would speak more firmly if the harassment policy was a separate policy as it already existed. So I'd ask you just to keep that in mind as you make your vote tonight. Thank you.
At this point, I just would like to take a few minutes to recognize, with the election that we had at the beginning of the month, our board is losing 3 really dedicated, wonderful board members. And I appreciate the process, the whole democratic process, and I look forward to working with the new members that will be joining our board next month. But I have some plaques, and I just would like to make a few comments about the 3 board members that will be exiting the board after this night. Starting with Katie Dolzer. Katie's been a 3-year board member, 2 years as a VP. Katie brings a parent-coach lens to the table, and she's been phenomenal. I appreciate so much Katie's advocacy for student outcomes, making sure that we have priorities around the table about student achievement. What I will miss about Katie is her constant smile. She comes to every board meeting just lighting up the room, and her very welcoming and appreciative comments that she makes around the table. So, Katie.
It's an honor to serve this school district as a school board member. It really is. So it's been a privilege, and I'm really thankful for the opportunity. So
Thank you. Next, I'd like to recognize Judy Engebretson. Judy chose not to run again for a variety of reasons, and I respect all that. Judy has been on the board for 6 years. She has served as a clerk all 6 years. She brings an education background. She was an administrator and a special ed teacher, and she brings that voice to the table. What I appreciate about Judy most is her kind of umbrella viewpoint to keep us in our lane of work. She very frequently says, hey, you know, are you talking about board work now, or is that an administrative's job? She's really good at keeping us centered at the table. She easily and very sensibly can refocus us. What I will miss about Judy is her humor. She brings a party to every board meeting. And she has even hosted our holiday parties where the admin and the Board of Education have gotten together. So I will truly miss having Judy at the table for all that she brings to us.
And I too appreciate having served. It's a great honor, and it's a lot of fun, and it's a great experience. So I encourage all community members, if you're thinking about it, we've got elections every year, so think about that.
And the third member that will be exiting the board at this point is Jack Heineman. Jack has been on the board for 14 years. He has been the named treasurer for the last 5 years, but he's always been there. He was coaching Gary Epping. He was coaching pretty much every treasurer we had along the way. Jack brings a parent, coach, and a business voice to the table. And he's what I appreciate about him is he has long advocated for a long-term vision in our budgeting. We now work at 3 to 5 year budgets instead of just a yearly, gotta pay the bills and do it. He doesn't like any surprises of expenditures in the budget, so he kind of always wants to see that long plan. Jack has a very historical perspective of the district and the business in the district. What I will miss about him is his wealth of background knowledge, and I will also miss Jack's brain. He is always problem solving. He is like an ever-ready bunny. He's got something going on in his brain all the time, and it just like pushes out and keeps us all kind of rolling along, and I just so appreciate, Jack. You are always thinking and always problem solving and always helping the district, so we will miss you. Been a good run. Sure, we can get all three of us. Maybe can we just take a picture of the whole board after?
Sure.
I guess one of the things that I'd like to say, Joan, thank you for the kind words, you know, and I've really appreciated working with the board, you know, and debating occasionally. And, you know, I want to thank, you know, the parents, the teachers, and the community that have supported me over the years. And, you know, I'm still in the community, so I'm still going to be around giving you guys a hard time.
We'll still be expecting you to call. Thank you. Okay, with that, moving on to student reports. Our first group of students are our student council reps, Abby and Alina. Come on up. Tell us what's going on in the high school.
Okay, so just starting off with some club activities. A lot of clubs recently had like states, so there's going to be like a pretty big focus around that. To start, FCCLA went to state, and they had a lot of very like gold and top awards, which is very good. And then FFA also is sending a lot of CDE teams to state. Some of the individual students also received very high placement in the competition as well. So. That's more of the like hands-on competition that the FFA does.
And then the forensics team went to both states, WFCA and WSDA State, and at WSDA State there were many perfect scores, which is really amazing. And Science Olympiad also went to state, and there were some high awards with individual students doing well and 11th overall.
The civics team also did well, and they're going to state on May 2nd. And the NHS also inducted a lot of students yesterday. That was, you had to fill out an application to get into that club, and that's just a very high honor for everyone that got inducted. And I think that officer applications are still going on for that. I think that those are due on the 18th for anyone who's interested in that.
And then moving on to some of the high school activities, both Waunakee Physics 2 classes participated in the 2025 EMDC contest on March 14th. Basically, the competition is a Rube Goldberg event that is the next level up from the Physics 1 Rube Goldberg. There were 8 teams at that regional, and the Waunakee teams took 2nd and 3rd place, and both classes qualified for the EMDC championship, which will be held on April 25th at the Waukesha County Technical College. Teams from regionals throughout Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Iowa will attend the championship.
Also today there was a leadership workshop that took place at Heritage. The middle school students that got to participate in that went earlier in the day, and then the high school students that got nominated went later in the day. So there was a guest speaker, and we did some leadership and like team building activities, and that was a lot of fun. Also later in this week, on the 16th and 17th, we have the pre-ACT. That's for freshmen and sophomores. Freshmen on the 16th, sophomores on the 17th, so we have late starts and change schedules that day.
AP tests are also coming up, so everybody's getting nervous for those and starting their studying.
And then this weekend on Saturday, prom and post-prom happened, and then along with that on Thursday last week, we had a prom speaker, Brady Ewing, who was an NFL football player, and that was set up by the C Club.
And then moving on to more music, the musical You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown is performing in early May, the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and they had an event for children on April 5th. And then also many students are going to go to state for a solo and ensemble at UW Platteville, and I believe that's also April 25th with the EMDC.
The Keynotes, which is Waunakee's vocal ensemble, vocal jazz ensemble, also performed at UW Stevens Point in their vocal jazz festival. And then usually we have a pretty big section about sports, but not much was really happening. We mostly just have spring sports still in session, and then upcoming tomorrow is Teacher Appreciation Night for softball.
That's all we had.
Great. Thank you, ladies. It's always a joy to hear from you. Anybody have any questions? All right.
Thank you.
Keep the stuff coming. Thank you. Do you want to do the Warrior Spotlight? So next we have our Warrior Spotlight, new to our agenda. And Dr. Brown's going to introduce that group.
Yes, and so this is our second Warrior Spotlight. So welcome to Ms. Meinholz and our students who are with us this evening from our DECA Club, and our FBLA are here with us tonight. So if you all want to come on up. And we will allow you all to take it away and share with us a little bit about what's going on in the two clubs. So who wants to start first?
I'll start first. So,
All right, awesome.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for spotlighting Waunakee DECA and Waunakee FBLA, and we're really excited to present our clubs tonight.
All right,
Yeah,
we
thank
have
you.
a slide. Oh, you're up. Okay.
Yes.
Just tell her when you want her to
Okay.
advance.
There is a clicker right up there.
Oh.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
So, my name is Vishnu Kata. I'm the president of Waunakee DECA.
My name is Maya, and I am the Director of School-Based Enterprise for DECA.
And this is our advisor, Mrs. Meinholz. So today we're going to really focus on competition, our events and activities, and our fundraising. So in terms of DECA districts, competition is a really big part of DECA. So we have a district level competition, a state level competition, and an international level competition. So in terms of our district competition, we had nearly 50 competitors, which is the most we've ever had in history for Waunakee DECA, which is an incredible feat for us. And this took place at DeForest High School. Can you please, oh my bad, I forgot about the clicker.
This is a list of our DECA state competitors, most of which medaled in districts, and they showed a great ambition for wanting to succeed in the next level of DECA. So we got to bring about, what was that, 15 students to our DECA state competition, and 4 of which got a place in our state competition and are succeeding on to ICDC, which is our international competition.
So these are the 4 individuals that qualified for the international competition, and you'll see that there are 2 individuals that qualified for the leadership team. And at the international level, there's a leadership academy, and these 2 individuals were accepted into that. So internationals for DECA actually takes place on the 25th until 30th, so it's coming up really soon, so we're going to start prepping a lot more for that. And as you can see, Lily Arndt and Allie Tisdale qualified for travel and tourism, and then Samuel Park and me qualified for hospitality services. And I just want to quickly bring up that DECA's competitions are really centralized around marketing, accounting, finance, and a lot more. It's not necessarily just centralized around marketing, which is what a lot of people assume about DECA, but it's really an overview of the business world.
So this is to start just our first 3 months of our program of work. In September, we did a lot of football concessions, as well as trying to increase our organization student base. We really focused this year on incorporating students who are determined to do more for their community. And so we actually incentivized all of our students in DECA to complete at least one of these activities that you will see on the board here. In October, we also had our Bucky Book sale, where every student had to sell at least 1 Bucky book. We did have a few students who did not get the sale for one of their Bucky books, but we made sure that they had ample opportunity and ample time to get that done. As for November, we had Chalk the Walk, which was like a charity that we had one of our other directors in DECA take the head on. And we actually got featured in the Wisconsin DECA Instagram page for one of our winners. We also did Color a Smile, which was something that I kind of took the head of this year, where we would have contact times where students would come in and then they would just color a coloring sheet and sign their name at the bottom, and all of those coloring sheets get sent to veterans, people overseas who are fighting for our country, and just anyone who needs a smile.
So this is our program of work for December, January, and February. So for December, we actually had a really busy month. So in December, we rang bells for the Salvation Army outside the Piggly Wiggly. And we also did the Rotary Lights in the Village Park. And we also, one of our major fundraisers was the food pantry holiday fundraiser, which FBLA took the lead on, so I'll let them go into more detail on that. And we started preparing for our competition because, like I mentioned, competitions is kind of a core principle of DECA, and we really place a lot of emphasis on it. So for January, that's when we had our DECA districts competition, and we had several individuals qualify for state, which was really amazing. And we also held the MDA pickleball tournament for the first time, and that was led by several individuals on our officer team, and it was really successful, and we raised, I think, almost $100 for the MDA. And then for February, we had the Polar Plunge, which is partnered with the Special Olympics. So all these individuals had to raise $100 to jump in to the ice cold water, and that money went to the Special Olympics. And we also did some Valentine's Day cookies where we bake it with a partnership with FCCLA and FBLA, and all these cookies went to the Waunakee Manor, I believe.
This will be our last program of work so far. So we had our DECA state competition in March, which was so much fun. I myself attended, as well as our president here, Vishnu, and Vishnu placed in his event. Unfortunately, I did not, but hoping next year. It was a lot of fun. We got a chance to improve our social skills. We also got to meet a lot of amazing people throughout Wisconsin who also participate in DECA, as well as meeting our new officer team, state officer team for next year. In April, we are hosting a Culver's Share Night, as well as a Melio's Donation Day, which is where part of the funds from Culver's and Melio's will be donated to DECA, and we are also helping them to raise more money and awareness for themselves. That money that is donated to us will help fund our ICDC competitors. And then we also had a LinkedIn contact time, which was where we kind of helped students learn more about how to figure out how to create a resume and just how to create a professional profile for themselves going into the business world after high school. And then in May, we will have lacrosse concessions for our sports. We are also starting a shoe drive, which is led by some individuals in DECA and FBLA. And then we also have our end of year celebration that will be super fun for all of us officers.
Excuse me, what's the shoe drive? Just bring any shoes you got?
Yes, so the shoe drive, it is partnered with Soles for Souls, which is a company that gives shoes to people in need who just, they need a new pair of shoes. And we have set up a couple boxes around Waunakee where people can donate their shoes, and those boxes will be picked up, I think, at the end of May. And then we will donate those to Souls for Souls, and they'll do
Do you
with
have
them.
location of where those shoe boxes are?
They should be in the high school.
I think we have a bunch.
It's not fully set up yet. We're actually doing it around the garage sale weeks because we thought that'd be best because everyone's doing spring cleaning and everything. And so I'm currently working on sending an email to all the elementary schools, middle school, and that to see if we can get boxes set up there. And then we're hoping to do some businesses around town too. We have some members that work at Ace Hardware and different businesses like that. I know I work at the bank and they're always willing to have set up boxes and stuff like that.
And I just want to put a plug in for that. It's new or gently used, so they don't have to be new.
Right.
They have to be usable.
So this is our last slide for tonight. So we have done a lot of fundraising for Food for Kids, MDA, Make-A-Wish, and MDA again with that pickleball tournament, and lastly the Waunakee Food Pantry. And you may be noticing that we've done a lot for the MDA in terms of fundraising, over $700. And that's really because we have individuals in our community who suffer from muscular dystrophy, so we place a really heavy importance on fundraising for MDA. Do any of you have any questions? Otherwise, that's it for our presentation. For DECA.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just want to compliment you guys. I mean, I don't know how you find time to study.
Yeah.
But you are
sleep
so
or
involved in so many different ways, community outreach, your own, missions within the DECA and FBLA for your competitions, but It's just a joy to see how much you're giving back to the community and your schools. Nice job.
Thank you.
And I just want to say that the students came up with all of that. We as advisors are just along for the ride. So they truly do put in, they come up with the ideas, they put in all of the work, they reach out to the community. I mean, they truly do so much to make those things happen.
We could not do it without you, Miley. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you, Vishnu, for sharing that. Now on to FBLA. We just kind of wanted to, my name is Haley Reynolds. I'm the vice president.
And I'm Katie Ganorski, and I'm the director of events and activities.
Could you tell me what FBLA stands for?
Future, sorry.
All you got it.
Future Business Leaders of America.
Thank you.
Sorry. And then as for a little chapter introduction, we just kind of wanted to highlight that this year we had a 16.5% increase in membership, and then we have a total current membership of 148 members.
So much like DECA, we do a ton of different activities and volunteer opportunities throughout our community. So this is just a preview of the fall, or what we had done. We really want to highlight what we did our homecoming week at the high school. So we all got together and made spirit bracelets. So we beaded together a bunch of bracelets and we sold them at the high school during homecoming week, and then also at the homecoming football game. We also created banners and then got to walk in the homecoming parade, which was a super fun activity for all of our members to partake in.
And then as for the winter months, we had a lot of fun. We do a lot of activities with DECA, so you'll kind of see like a little repeat with that. But yeah, we also did Salvation Army bell ringing and Rotary Lights, which helped us spread holiday cheer. I know at Rotary Lights we had hot chocolate there, and some of our members got to give it to police officers, and they really enjoyed that. And then in the January months, it's a little less busy. This is like us studying for competition as well. Our competition takes place in early February, and so we kind of want to give members a lot of time to prepare for that, because it does take a while and there's not a lot of time during the school day too.
Okay, and then we still have a ton of opportunities coming up in the spring season, and we're especially looking forward to this Friday. We're going to the senior center to play bingo with some of the people there, so we're super excited about that.
Yeah. And then as for our business partnerships, we have many throughout the entire year. We kind of want to highlight our Waunakee Food Pantry. We'll talk about that a little later with our fundraiser. We got to do a little tour of their place earlier this year, which was very nice to kind of see kind of how their things run. We also had an FBLA Bucks Day where we got to go to Pfizer Forum and tour that facility and get some guest speakers and network with Wisconsin FBLA, so members throughout the whole state. And then we also got to attend the Bucks game later that night versus the Clippers. And then there's a little thing about the senior center. We're excited to play bingo. That's actually my papa up there. It's always, I got the idea from him because he's always enjoyed doing that, and so I thought it was a great way for our members to get involved. And then Junior Achievement, this is a program that allows our members to go into elementary classes and teach business lessons to young kids. It's a really great opportunity, and I first participated in my sophomore year, and it was such a great experience that really inspired me to become an officer, and has really gotten me to where I am today. And then we've also had many guest speakers throughout this entire year. Our first one was Olivia Lemansky, who was an FBLA and DECA member throughout her high school career, and she kind of just shared how those clubs have helped her college experience so far. And then Therese Merkel, who is a local entrepreneur, and shared her journey.
So we do a ton of chapter fundraising. We've partnered with Noodles & Company, Emilio's, Bucky Book, and then this year we partnered newly with the Food Pantry. So we did a fundraiser called 50 Meals for 50 Years. That's celebrating their 50-year anniversary here at Waunakee Community. So we tried to raise enough money to give 50 meals out to people during the holiday time. So as you can see, we raised over $5,000, and that's just a huge accomplishment for our club.
And then as for our conferences, they're very similar to DECA. We kind of start at the regional level. Instead of they do districts and everything like that, we go regional, state, and then nationals. And so last year at the National Leadership Conference, it was in Orlando, Florida, and we had 4 members attend. I was one of those members, and we had a lot of fun. partaking in pin trading, also completing certification tests, and exploring what the city had to offer, such as attending the FBLA Universal Night, which was a lot of fun, where the park shut down to all FBLA members for I think a 2-hour span, and so it was a lot of fun just to kind of explore and go on rides with all other FBLA members. And then we have 10 members attending NLC this year, which is in Anaheim, California. So that's really great to kind of see that almost a double jump from the members that attended last year.
And then our regional competition is our first level, like Haley said. And this year it was at Middleton High School. We had 56 members go, which was crazy numbers. And then we had 26 members who placed. But we get to do a ton of networking with a bunch of different people there. Go to workshops and listen to different keynote speakers, which is always such an amazing time. And then we got 4th place, Outstanding Local Chapter, which just highlights how well our chapter placed in the competition.
And then as for our state leadership conference, we just got back from this about 2 weeks ago. It was in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and we had 30 members attend, which to put that in perspective, last year we had 15 members, so we had over double this year, which is great. We had a lot of fun partaking in business tours. We got to tour Lambeau Field and the Hall of Fame, and I know different groups went on different tours. I got to go to Titletown Tech, which it was really fun just to kind of see how different businesses run and what they do. We also had fun at the Career and College Fair. We got to meet with a bunch of admissions officers and kind of talk to different colleges. And then we did team bonding as well. I know last year we did an escape room with all of our members, which was a lot of fun for them. And then last year at state we were the 5th largest chapter in the state, but this year we were awarded the 3rd largest chapter in the state of Wisconsin. So it was really great and kind of just showed how well our chapter is doing this year and the improvement. And so, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of all about FBLA. If you have any questions, let us know.
Thank you for coming and sharing all of your wonderful activities that you're doing. It is extremely impressive, and we're appreciative of the role models that you are for the younger students that are coming through, and for us, too.
Yeah.
You know, we can learn a lot from all the good work that you're doing, so thank you. Keep it up.
Yes, thank you very much. It was wonderful.
Yes, thank you. So as a token of our appreciation for you all coming tonight, and here you have some homework already coming down here, right? We do have certificates for all of you, and we'll press pause, 5 minutes, have the board go out and take pictures with all of our students. So first I have Vishnu Kata.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Caitlin Norsky.
Yep. Thank you.
Haley Reynolds. Maya Noel. You're welcome. So if we could all gather, go out real quick. Annie's on duty already. She's gonna stand by. We'll just take a photo. Thank you all so much. You did awesome.
Thank you.
You guys are busy. Thank you.